If you follow Organic Visitations on Facebook and Instagram, you will have seen pictures of this organ already. But today I'm here to try the stops out and to see what noise it makes. So welcome to another video and to another organ. Today I'm at St Andrew's Church in Blackhall in County Durham to have a look at this 3-manual pipe organ. This organ was built in 1947 by Harrison and Harrison. It's a lovely organ, it's got a lovely action. It is a tracker action. The pedals, however, are tubular pneumatic. This was originally a house organ and it belonged to a gentleman called Mr. Robson. And the fact that it was a house organ explains probably why this organ has very, very limited stops, particularly for a 3-manual. It actually only has 2 stops to each of the manuals. So I imagine it's being used predominantly as a practice organ. The organ was eventually moved to a church in Stratton, which isn't too far away from here, and has now found its way into this church. It's quite a large church, it's a very high roof, so it takes some filling, but the stops really aren't powerful enough to do that job. The organ builders have actually been out and they have assessed the organ to look at how things can be added, make it a bit more beefy. But in the meantime, we're going to have a look at what we've got. There are 2 stops on each manual and we're going to start on the grate. So the first stop on the grate is an 8-foot open diapason. That is a lovely light action, it really is, it's so nice. And that on its own really has some welly. Unfortunately, when it gets down into the main church, and of course we're under this arch, it does block a lot of the volume. There's one more stop on the grate, and again it's an 8-foot, and it's a string, it's a Dulciana. And that's the grate. That's all there is on this huge looking 3-manual. That's all there is on the grate. It amazes me. Let's try something on the grate and see what it sounds like. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen, that's the grate. So I'm now going to move to the choir, which is the bottom manual. Again, there are 2 stops, that's your lot. Sounds a bit brighter though. So the first stop is an 8-foot silitional. you wouldn't expect an organ that looks like this to have a lovely celeste or something like that to go with that. Unfortunately, it hasn't. There's one more stop on the choir, and that is it. And it is a 4-foot. Finally got a 4-foot. It is a concert flute, which sounds like this. That's nice, it's really bright actually, but again it wouldn't fill the church. Let's try something on the choir. Final stop here on the right hand side is the one pedal stop, and it is a 16-foot Borden. Did you guess? Sounds okay. Incidentally, the pedal board is a concave radiating pedal board, and we have a centralised balanced swell pedal. So moving over here to the stops on the left, we have the 2 stops again, which belong to the swell, and we're going to start with the 8-foot Lieblich Gedackt. Again, it's a lovely, lovely tone. And the final stop on the swell, and for us the very final stop on the organ, is an 8-foot gamba. I'm sorry, it's a 4-foot gamba. And that's all the stops that this organ is made up of. Let's try something on the swell. Again, that is such a nice sound. The strings really do sound nice. Just overall, it's just not, it's frustratingly not loud enough, or doesn't have enough on it to warrant 3 manuals. Hopefully at some point it will, but let's try something on the full organ and see what it sounds like.
But before we do that,
also here on the left we have 4 couplers, We have a swell to grate, swell, grate and choir to pedals. So in other words, all the manuals coupled to the pedals, but just the swell and the grate coupled together. So the choir is just going to be is completely independent, doesn't couple. So there you go. So I really don't know what else to say about this organ, other than that it sounds really nice. It has some lovely, very typical Harrison tones on it. It's a lovely action. It just hasn't got the oomph for certainly for a church this size, but it would be a wonderful house organ. I would give anything to have this in my back room. But a lovely, lovely organ. So I'm going to leave it there, and I thank you for watching the video and joining me on this visit. If you haven't subscribed already, please do hit the subscribe button. Also remember to follow on Facebook and Instagram, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like, all the other stuff, and until next time, I shall see you later. Bye for now.